Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Illumination Portal. I'm Valerie, and that's Val, Dragonfly Crystals, Val. Thank you for coming and visiting and
It's my
hanging out.
pleasure. My
Mm,
pleasure. I love it.
I love it. I love it. I'm so grateful for you coming over because we Val, of course, everybody knows Val. She has classes. She has her own channel. She does a lot of shows, with Marina and Allie and a bunch of people. Gerald. I'm sorry, I called him Gerard. And just really, the last time I saw you, we were at the Shine Your Light event, and you came in at the end with this phenomenal meditation. And if anyone needs a boost on a meditation, to me, that was one of the best ones I've heard all year, last couple of years, really. It was that good.
Thank you. Wow. Okay. That was really high praise.
It's just so nice to be, excuse me, to be there with you and to
Yeah.
you pop in every hour when the light goes on,
Yeah.
and that was just wow. It was mind blowing. It was beautiful. We got some people here. We got Janet's here. Hi, Janet. Sally's here. Sal Rods. Inner Nelly. Rossi, how are you doing? Rossi says hi, Val and Val. That is so cute. Well, I asked Val to come on and talk. It's been quite intense astrologically last 5 years plus, but definitely since February. And it is starting to open up. But this weekend, we have a really significant conjunction tomorrow where we have Uranus and the Sun are exact degrees with Hygeia. Now, Hygeia is what it sounds like. She's a goddess, but she's about the health of us, especially. Well, let me put it like this: Uranus is the wild card. We can never know really what. Excuse me. Uranus is going to present to
What
us.
what what does Uranus symbolize? I mean, what does it control? What
He
does it do?
controls um, Aquarius, so he's an air sign. He's the only planet that spins on his side. Okay, so he's already different. I found this one cool thing. This one Uranus and Neptune rains diamonds
Oh,
there because of the atmosphere. So
oh,
yeah, so it's pretty cool. And it is like I said, it's a wild card. You just never you can't predict it. And most astrologers just say that about Uranus, depending on who it's with. Well, in this case, it's with the sun, who
mhm.
illuminates it and makes it even more into focus. It's like boom, here we are. So this is going to be quite an interesting week. It everything builds up in astrology. So this has been going on, this build up for the last few days, and it's going to go into next week. And then next week we change from Taurus sun sign to Gemini. Excuse me, my throat always does. But as we're in this build up phase,
Mhm.
and it's not exact until tomorrow, we can expect, I mean, there's a lot of surprises, there's a lot of cool things. Aquarius is pretty cool. They're the geniuses. They're the ones who, and we all have Aquarius in us somewhere. We have a house that represents Aquarius if you don't actually have a sign, but out of 40,000 asteroids, I know you probably have something in Aquarius. So Aquarius is the geniuses. They're always like thinking ahead. They're about humanity. They're about freedom. This is the age of
You know
Aquarius,
what?
right?
I don't have a thing in Aquarius,
You got the house though, and
but I
that is
got my
Aquarius.
house. I got a house. There's a house somewhere. I don't know which it is. I'll
So,
have to go look.
and when anything goes around there or on that house,
Yeah.
it makes aspects.
transits it. Yeah.
Yeah. So those aspects. Let me get a drink. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see how that's going to affect me.
So,
I'm going to have to look that up after this.
yeah, and well, you think about it.
What about
Like
if it's a hidden aspect? What if it's, you know, if you go around, is every single sign represented as you go around the wheel? Isn't there sometimes there's hidden? Maybe
well,
it's by degree. Maybe it's
there's
by
a lot
degree.
of hidden stuff because, like I said,
Yeah.
there's so much. There's so many asteroids we don't know that,
Yeah.
like, even if I have a chart, right, and I have as many asteroids as I can fit on this chart, but I
Oh,
certainly
wow.
I
Oh.
can't I can't fit 40,000 asteroids. But the 11th house, okay,
Yeah.
so the 11th house is tribes, is others, is groups. That's
Yeah.
the house Aquarius rules. And
Okay, because I have a ton of things in the 12th house.
see, that's because and that's why you're so psychic. See, and you understand, you get this,
Okay.
you get the communication through
Yeah.
the higher consciousness information. You know, that 12th
Yeah.
house is just bringing it in.
Oh, well, now I know something new. Thank you.
I'd love it. I could sit here and talk. Oh, your North Node's in this Aquarius, Rossi. Awesome. A lot of light workers, love workers, energy workers. We have our North Node or planet, something significant going on. But that doesn't mean if you don't have anything there, like Val doesn't, you still have that 11th house. And plus, wherever Aquarius is in your chart, whatever house that rules.
Mm-hmm.
So these energies constantly are getting hit and bouncing off each other. And I mean, it never stops. It's always moving. And Aquarius, we're coming into the age of Aquarius. We're like walking in the door, right? So that's all about raising your frequency. It's all free. To me, everything is frequency, vibration, and resonance. But that's exactly what Aquarius represents with the two wavy lines. So, so when I say Uranus with the sun, okay, it's usually a very jolting energy. That doesn't mean in a bad way. You may get a brilliant idea. Something downloads might come in, but it can affect our bodies, our nervous system, you know. And with everything going on in the world, our nervous systems are getting triggered. So when I asked Val to come on, it was to talk about how to soothe the nervous system. And then we have Hygeia there, and she is the goddess that is there with the you know, the ointment to soothe you, to help you when you when you're struggling, you know. It's really cool, and that's going to play out all weekend. And there's so much else going on, but I didn't want to go into all the astrology, but I did want to touch on that because of the electrical, you know, we're electromagnetic beings, and we get, you know, rocked when things are happening, and we have solar flares, and we have earthquakes, and everything else. You know?
Yes, indeed, we do, and it does impact us, no matter what we're doing and thinking about, and you know, seeing ourselves in certain energy. Still, we are receiving that energy, that kind of chaotic energy, whatever it is coming in, we're getting it. So, yeah,
it is. It's powerful, and to me, this weekend, this time period right now is we're out of the mud of the Pisces. We had Pisces pile up. It was just we were stuck there in the mud. That's all moving on. The Saturn's at 29 degrees Pisces, though that's the last degree of the zodiac, about to go to the first degree. So he is sitting there, and that's those last the 29 and 0 are pretty intense degrees too. So we add that on top of the Uranus Sun conjunction with Idea, and it's just like, woo, what's coming in, but it's all for our highest good, no matter what's going on.
Mhm.
Would you agree, Val?
Yeah, it
Like,
absolutely is. It absolutely is for our highest good. It's always for opening us up to see more of who we really are, more of
yeah,
more of our light, and letting go of more of the density. That would be the 3D drama kind
yeah,
of part of ourselves that we've used on this journey learning. Call them the stories of our lives, call them the stories and events
mhm,
that aren't the real authentic soul self, but they help inform the soul of different experiences, so that when you're out of the body, you really have quite a collection of mastery that you've gained over the lifetimes. So yeah.
oh, oh my goodness, yeah. And it's just, since 2012, when that to me was like that later point in time where
Mhm.
the energy, we all started to wake up. A lot of us were kind of already awake. We're psychic, we're learning, we're exploring all that, but we were all called to that. We were
Yes.
called to this.
Called
And
to it. Like, I mean, the nudge to start a
yeah,
YouTube channel, or the nudge to start learning how to read for people, whatever it is that you've all been called to do, you notice that feeling, that nudge to take the classes, and all you're doing, it's not that you didn't have all the clairs, you all did, and you were just needing to utilize it and go, oh gosh, I can do this.
yeah,
So
yeah.
all of you who are out there feeling that call, I think it started like around 2019 or before for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Um,
And,
and maybe you didn't answer till 2020 or so. It depends, but yeah.
yeah, it's like we all kind of like got our own, you get
They're
the,
all in your own timing, and
yeah,
everybody's all staggered out there, starting at different times, but it's all to be on this stage right now,
yeah,
in this great awakening.
I love it. I
So,
mean, and it's really what we're doing is we're remembering who we
yeah,
authentically are, because this
yeah,
this Earth, 3D Earth, was very dense, and to me, it's the astrology over the years that kind of comes in with that higher frequency and busts through that density, and that's how we're at where we are at. Can't talk. We are at where we are now, and
yes,
and and it's just going to keep doing that, because
yes,
as the frequency raises on Mother Earth, who is also ascending or evolving or elevating, the solar system, the galaxy,
yeah,
but as we comes in more and more and more, we're getting into a higher frequency where that low density, that
is
3D,
dropping away. It's no
right?
longer needed,
Yeah,
because we're embodying. I agree 100% with everything you're saying, Valerie, because as we're accepting in more and more of this light, as it keeps going on and on and on, as more
yeah,
and more light comes in, we're at those stages of embodying and accepting
uh,
that light into ourselves to a more permanent level, where now it's the 3D is dissolving. That
yeah,
platform of the third density is dissolving, because we no longer need that. It's something we created so that we could explore this. But we're graduating. This is the graduating class, moving
yeah,
forward. So into fifth dimensional frequencies. And really, you're right. As more and more light, and it's going to keep coming, folks. We're
yeah,
just going to be not dropping down into third density anymore. We're really going to stay in fourth and fifth, and maybe even above that. So
yeah,
we're going to see some huge changes to the world, I would
It,
say yes, pretty soon.
yeah, it is. You can feel, we can all feel like you
Yeah,
can feel this underlying, like something's about to just pop, right? And
something's
it's not,
about to pop, right?
yeah,
There's that feeling.
yeah,
You know the other shoe's going to drop. You just
yeah.
don't know when.
And
Something's going to happen, folks.
yes, something is. And we are in charge of our, okay, we're in charge of our awakening and ourselves. And in every moment, it's important to realize where you place your focus is everything. It
Yes,
determines if you're going up or if you're sinking down. I mean, we can get back up faster now, but still we're going back up and down and up and down, and we're stabilizing as we
yes.
raise in frequency. And to me, it's just so cool, but it's easy to get fall down there and, you're like, oh my God, what did I do? But a good meditation or something that will pull you back out,
Yeah,
ground you, you
yeah.
know, it's just really, I mean, it's epic. It's an epic time to be alive.
It's an epic time to be alive, and I really love one of the easy things that you can do to keep yourself in a higher frequency. If you find yourself kind of getting triggered or getting all in angst over some drama that's going on in the world, but
Mhm.
what you do is you can just switch to the deep breathing. So
Mhm.
breathing in the light into your heart, holding that breath for as long as you can at the top of the breath. Just hang on to it as long as you can, and then exhale as slowly as you can. Imagine all anxiety and stress leaving your body, and just keep that circular breathing going like that, intentional breathing. You can't do anything but that when you're doing that. So you can't be in ED stuff. You can't be in anxiety. You can't be in any of those things when you're doing your intentional breathing. It
Right.
sounds so simple, and you can do it anywhere.
Mhm.
Breathe.
I'm always, I'm putting my hand in my heart, breathing, telling myself I love myself.
You
We're gonna
did.
get through this.
That is one of the hands on your heart, telling yourself you love yourself, say your
Mhm.
name. All of that beautiful nurturing is so powerful. So,
Yeah.
so powerful. I love that.
Mhm.
These little tiny things, these little steps are so powerful. People go, oh, that's just, you know what? It is. It's the ancient mystics knew about the breath. They
Yeah.
knew about your heart is the gateway to everything.
Yeah. It
When you
is.
put your hands on your heart and
Mhm.
you say, I love you, Valerie. I
Mhm.
love you
Mhm.
for everything you do. I appreciate you so
Mhm.
much. You
Yeah.
are you are nurturing yourself, that inner child, and giving yourself everything that you need, calming yourself down and realizing all is well.
All
All
is well.
is well. Be at
Yeah.
peace. All is well.
Oh, I
Yeah.
mean, and that would be a good thing for everyone to do right now. If you put your hand on your heart and just tell
Yeah.
yourself you love yourself, give
I
yourself
know.
some love right now. It's, you
Absolutely.
know, we go through the day just kind of like, just like not really focusing in. We're doing for others a lot of the time. But yeah, that mean breath is the first and foremost and the easiest. Of course, water, and you want to I put salt in my water lately because the salt it helps the electromagnetic. So,
It does. There's something about salt really is it can clear energy.
yeah,
It's just pretty amazing. So if you have like Epsom salts in your bath or
yeah,
whatever it is, salt, whatever, you
mhm,
really will shift your energetic frequency.
yeah,
And also just letting go of energy that you don't realize you're carrying that isn't yours. And
mhm,
you can just say, I release all energy that is not mine from whence it came.
Yeah.
and I pull my own energy back into my energy field, and imagine it being sucked out like a magnet, and your own
Ah,
energy, and
I
you're
love
pulling your own energy back into your energy field. I'm surrounded by the pure white light of divine source.
that.
And you can ask Archangel Michael, please cut all the cords. I just say cut them all. I don't even, I mean, just cut all the cords. I do. Like, you will feel a shift like crazy
Uh-huh.
when you do this.
Yeah.
It's pretty remarkable and instantaneously, because we're, as you said, Valerie, we are taking in, we're connected to everything. We're taking in energy all the time.
Yeah.
Other people's energy, the planet's
Yes.
energy, the, astrological, the photon rays, the gamma rays,
Yeah.
the solar flares, all of it is coming in, shifting us. So yeah,
It really is. I know I do the, I have, we all have our tools in our toolbox, right?
yeah,
So I do the same way. I call all my energy back. First, I send all the energy
yeah,
that's not mine back, call
yes,
mine back,
yes,
and I sit there with my hand on my heart. But I was doing this the last couple of months where I just kind of stand still and I see myself in a gold bubble, and
mhm.
eh, I see the energy column, like we're an energy
Yes,
column that's
exactly, right.
anchored into earth and up to our higher self. And I just like, it was a really cool feeling too. It was just like release it. It just,
It's
oh, what's the word I said? And I could feel things just dropping off of my energy column. It felt so
just
good.
dissolving away,
Yeah.
dissolving away.
Oh,
And
I like that.
and yeah, in furtherance to your releasing, then I do that same thing as you. I pull in the beautiful column of golden white light, and I anchor it into Mother Earth, and I ground myself again.
Yes.
And I pull that light up and let it go out of my head like a fountain, the emerald green Mother Earth light. But I send through my heart, that third thing I do is send out the energy from my heart all around the world, as above, so below, as within, so without. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. 0 point awakening. And what does that mean? And I see this rush of light go out all throughout humanity.
Yeah.
This is that instant awakening. You
Yeah.
call it that. So that's my little thing I do every day.
Yeah. Me
And
too. I do the same thing. And that intention, every time we do things like that, it
yeah,
is a frequency, and it goes and it just never stops. It
yes,
goes and it helps it lift the energy on the world.
yeah,
And I also do this one where I'll see the world, a Mother Earth, like wrapped in a gold bubble.
yeah.
And then I'll see a pink plasma cloud that she's wrapped in a pink plasma cloud on top of that. And then I put a violet flame on top of that. And I send dragons everywhere.
I love it.
Dragons, the dragons are just so much
The
help.
dragons are very active at
Yeah.
this time, and they're part of the elemental kingdom, everyone. And the elemental kingdom wants to connect with all of us. They want us to send them love, and they will help us and work with us and do things that we ask for help with.
Yeah.
So, you can call on them, and they are absolutely standing by to work with you.
Right.
So, yeah,
Oh,
absolutely, absolutely.
yeah, all elementals and angels. The
Yeah,
trees are a big thing too.
yes,
I woke up this morning, and I usually do like I'll get into the trees for a second, and I'll see the roots and the mycelium with the mushrooms, and I saw it just
mhm.
lighting up and shooting through the earth. It was really cool. That's a good
Oh,
one.
that's beautiful. That's
And and
beautiful. I
and
love that.
anytime we're helping, or you know that you're sending that heart-centered energy out there, I mean, it automatically raises your frequency. It's
It
not you
does.
want to do it, but that really, I mean, I don't even think about anything that was
No, you
bugging me.
can't. You really can't. You can't be in that other consciousness when you're in that oneness, that unity consciousness, which is really the light that you are, because
Right.
that's who you are.
That's who you are.
So
That's
really,
right.
when you're in fear or anxiety, kind of this energy that might be coming in now.
Mhm.
It's really good to realize that it's really about attachment and aversion. That's what the Buddhists say. It's those two things. Attachment and aversion are the roots of anxiety. So it's really about control. You think you have to control your environment, and you resist things that you do not want to have come in. Like even talking about getting rid of anxiety or fear, you're not getting rid of it. You're going to instead, according to the Buddhists, which I love this idea,
I do too.
what you resist persists.
Yeah.
You want to just see it as a problem, see anxiety as not a problem, but showing you what you need to know in the moment. What is it showing you? It reveals that you have fear of impermanence. This is what they say. It's you feel you fear change, basically.
Yeah.
And it shows us where we have attached our worth to our outcomes or identities. Like if you are afraid you're going to lose your job, or you're afraid some relationship's going to, whatever it is. If you just breathe and you allow the flow of divine source and know that everything is for your highest good, and that you are actually orchestrating it, and you're a co-creator in this source energy, then there is a greater wisdom beyond your ego mind, who doesn't want things to change or doesn't want let go, let it happen, and understand the wisdom behind it. And do your breathing. It releases you from that ego mind. And as Valerie mentioned, all the things that you can do about letting go of energy that isn't yours. Practicing, noticing and pausing. And you can even talk to your anxiety. Anxiety, I see you. Hello.
Yeah, that's what I do.
What are you trying to tell me? Because you don't want to. It's just like your shadow side. You're not trying to kill off your shadow side or get rid of it. It's you. It's part of you. You're going to embrace it. You're going to bring it in, like you were just talking to your inner child. You're going to call it in. It's all of you. So there's nothing you're going to resist or send away. You're just going to include it all and let it tell you its story. Let it tell you what it wants you to know.
Yeah, because it's afraid, right? Or some aspect of us is afraid, is concerned about something, right? And whatever that thing is, it is good to sit with it and allow it to express to you what it feels. I mean, it's you feeling it, and it's you. We try to turn our head and not look at it, but it doesn't go away. So
it's good to be with it. And then, at some point you're going to be with that sensation, you're going to feel it. And then it's okay to say to yourself, okay, it's okay to feel this. I'm here with you. You're talking to the anxiety. I'm here with you. It's okay to feel this. And it actually is mirroring the Buddhist practice of loving kindness, the antidote to grasping and aversion. So we're grasping, holding on to control, and aversion, that's that resistance. And I'm not Buddhist, but I looked this up today, and I really like this explanation and energy much better than the older way of, well, we're going to dissolve it, or we're going to change. No, just embrace it. It's here to show you something. Much like your ego mind is showing you when you're having something that tries to tell you you're less than, if it flits in your mind and you're comparing yourself to someone else in your ego mind. Stop for a moment and go into your heart center and do the thing. I love you. You're exactly enough, just as you show up just now. Everything about you is exactly how you need to be here now. And you are enough. You are enough. So it's those answers to the cry from the ego mind or from whatever it is. Yeah.
Oh man, I love that. And that we were talking about that backstage, and she was explaining that to me, and I was like, I was told that about owning an illness. Instead of saying I have fibromyalgia, say fibromyalgia came to visit, or whatever's going on with you.
Yeah.
It's just to come in. Anytime anything like that is, it's another thing our soul wanted to experience to because once we face that, and that's hard, when you're facing an illness, facing any of
it's hard. Yeah.
It dissolves it, though. It really does. It I used to hold on so tight and be so tense, because I was in pain, and that's all I ever said to myself. Well, and that's all I ever experienced at that time. I mean, it went on for quite a few years, but that's, part of that was part of my awakening, and I was being led to all these things and understandings, and I was the only one who could do them and experiment and just to see if it worked or not, So it's a trusting in the universe, We have to do that trust, going into the void, being in the void. It's a trust. The whole thing's a trust fall.
It is. The whole thing's trust. And the whole thing is, I mean, you literally have to trust that you're actually light. You're a light being in your avatar. You have to really go back to remembering exactly who you are.
Yeah.
You have to realize you're this light being, this light energy that came into this vessel. And so, I mean, if you can get that, past that and understand that and embody that and be that, you can, I don't want to say you can skip the rest, but I mean, you're 90% of the way there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I mean, it is to know that you're a spark of the divine. Everything is a spark of the divine. And you have you have every right to be here as anything else that's here that's a spark of the divine. And the divine starts to talk to you, and you're just like, what? I mean, it's just
yes.
I'm so grateful that I listened to the call. We all did, or we wouldn't be sitting here today in this channel talking about these things. But let's face it, coming into this incarnation as who we are right now, we're in a training ground the whole time, and then something wakes up in you. I'm burning some sage first just to get it going, and oh goodness, I interrupted myself. But so I don't know what I was saying. I'm so sorry. I had a squirrel moment, everybody. Oh my God. And Randy. Hi, Randy. Randy's always ready to run through the door. She's just ready to go. I get it, Randy.
It's good.
Yeah. Saying, hey, hi to play, love, and remember. No, they don't stop. They don't.
Just remember, what you resist persists.
Yes.
Don't resist anything, even the lessons that you're going, oh, really?
Right.
Because gratitude brings you more of the good things.
Yeah.
Gratitude.
Yeah.
So,
I guess it was that spark. That's what I was talking about. We come in and we're in this training ground, and then we understand that something's going on. And truthfully, we come in with a team. We don't know we have a team because our society doesn't believe in that, so we didn't learn it. they don't believe in astrology. Your astrology chart is your divine blueprint. You can look at that anytime in your life, and it doesn't tell you what to do, but it guides you energetically on what's to your highest benefit.
Yep.
And so those two things alone really saved me going forward, and understanding. And oh goodness, when 2020 happened and we were all at home, and I started and met everybody here and over the years, and it was just like, there's my people. I didn't know I had people. I was so lonely, and I know I've heard that from so many people
Yeah,
here.
it's like an epidemic of light workers who finally found each other, and they thought, I thought I was the only one, and this community was here. It's like
I thought I was crazy.
suddenly you're home. You've got your crowd.
It was so nice. Oh my God, it was such a relief.
It's like you didn't have to build it. It was already here. And all you had to do is you plugged yourself in.
And then here we are taking classes, talking to each other in the chats where, I mean, there's so many options, because you can learn all of the psychic mediumship. You can learn astrology. I mean, any of the divination, the cards, learning tarot, learning oracles, and those all help us. I know those all help everyone here. We go through and we pull cards for each other, use a pendulum. We do practice groups.
All the tools that you might use.
Yeah. And knowing that you can use light and wrap yourself in a bubble of gold light or white light or whatever it is, or you see your column, that's amazing. I mean, you can immediately feel that. It's like a cloak is put on you, and you just feel, oh my goodness, that feels so good.
Yeah.
And then you realize, that the most important thing, which I didn't learn this right away, I learned this later, was about self-love and acceptance. Once you understand what that, honoring yourself, not fighting with yourself. I thought, my ego was terrible. My words to myself was terrible, and I had to learn how to talk to that. And my team had me replace every negative thought with a positive one, or the opposite of whatever I felt. And that went on for like a year and a half or so. But
sometimes it takes that long to replace that mind script. It
was bad. It was just so it was
negative mind script. We all have that. I don't know anyone who doesn't have a negative mind script. Even today, there are the little subtle things now. Oh, but her reading was better than yours.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
yes.
Whatever. It's like you don't even notice that thought flitted through, but you just don't feel as good as you used to.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
You have to pay attention and be mindful of the voice, that thought voice, that is your ego mind, because it's going to take you down rabbit holes that don't feel good. Now, if it's your guides and angels, they're your cheerleaders, and it's always going to feel fantastic and uplifting. So
it is so true. I mean, that voice, it's sneaky, right? It's insidious, really. It's just like, because once you learn this self-love and your acceptance of yourself, and I only want the best for everybody else, and I send everyone.
Your heart, in your sincere heart, you're here as a light worker to walk this path and really open the doors up to allow others to see their own light and their own gifts and their own abilities. That's what you're here to do. So you are excited to see someone else progress and someone else get it. And
I was like,
we're all this even playing field. There's nobody, there's no guru above everyone. We're all the guru for ourselves.
That's right.
And so we all want the best. That's what's beautiful about this community, right? It's that beautiful, beautiful energy that we all love each other and put each other in a position to see the power that we have, to see our own sovereign beingness.
Mhm. And that everybody is that.
Yeah,
And
everybody is that. Everybody
and
has all the gifts.
yeah, and that comes with our foundation, right? Self-love, acceptance, authenticity, being honest, being truthful, and once you have that, all the voices, I mean, I'm not saying the voices totally stop, because they do sneak in on there, or
Yeah, they can
you
be.
weren't good.
I mean, yeah, they'll come in and it'll be a critical voice.
Yep.
It'll be a judgmental voice. It'll be something that will make you feel bad. It'll compare you to others. It'll, all these things are 3D. We're all one being. We're all divine source energy. When we're not in the personality, when we're not in an individuated soul, we are one body of divine source energy.
Yeah.
So imagine us as little droplets of
Yeah.
that divine source. So, it'd be
You're
it's silly if you say anything negative about someone else because you're saying it about
That's
yourself.
yourself, right? Yeah, that's so, and drama and all that stuff. I just don't, it's just, and that's where it gets hard, because that's what the whole external world is
Yeah.
doing, just trying drama, 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 trying to suck us in, and you can't really miss it. Like, it comes up around you in some way, and it's up to us to go, okay, the show is still going on, not saying it doesn't get to me sometimes, but I
There's a
got to remember.
surface level of living life that is not that doesn't embody the deeper truths of who you are.
Right.
That's a lot of things you're seeing happen in shows and different things. And then there's the deeper I am presence, the presence of you living that life as an awakened being in every moment, understanding what you're here to bring forward, and it's for the good of yourself and humanity.
Unity.
It
Yeah.
includes the whole. It always does.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And that self is in the heart. And that self is
The heart is the gateway. The
Yeah.
heart's the gateway to everything.
Yep.
Yes,
The
it is.
mind and the ego need to follow the heart. The heart,
Yes.
and see, that wasn't how the 3D constructs were. It was the ego. It was all ego and mind, and how can I outdo this one or whatever. And then when you drop it to the heart now, and you allow the heart to lead, because what you focus on is what you love and value.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
so much.
I was just going to say, and so that's why heart-mind coherence is really important. So that breathing in of the light into your heart and imagine in your mind feelings into what experience you have of some loving thing, some wonderful sunset, a beautiful place you visited, someone you love, and you're invoking that emotion into that heart center. So you're connecting your mind with your heart. That is part of heart-mind coherence. But, getting up every day, even before you get out of bed, and you breathe light into your heart, and then you send that light out to everyone. That will shift you like crazy and will create that heart-mind coherence. But that full experience of that meditation kind of thing or visualization is to feel that emotion of love, feel that emotion in your heart and send it out.
And then, and then constantly anchor your light into Mother Earth. As you do that, and then you're pouring the light down, and it spreads out, and then out of your heart, and it spreads out. It's just beautiful.
It's beautiful. And you can't say enough about grounding into Mother Earth. Grounding in and anchoring in. And I anchor into Mother Earth and the elemental kingdom. I send that light down, and it is pivotal to bringing in the higher frequencies and anchoring them in, because you are part of the earth. Your vessel is part of the earth. You are part of Mother Earth. And you are part of,
all that is.
You are divine. Well, everything is divine source energy. But while you're here in this vessel, this is part of who you are. So you really have to bring it down into this energy here, this density level.
And don't you think like I view us like there's billions of light workers across the world, and we're columns of light, and we're like batteries. We're anchored into Earth.
Yes.
And then as more and more wake up, it just goes.
Yeah.
What's the word I'm looking for? And it elevates faster.
It does, but it's even more than that, because as you turn on that light, as you send that light out, as you radiate that light all around the earth, just being who you are, it is really kind of like tenfold, 10,000-fold. It's like amplifying and amplifying and amplifying and amplifying. So it's much more than what you think it is. Just your light being sent around the world is so amplified. So imagine that times millions. And
it does, because we affect, our energy goes to and it helps. We help each other remember who we are, but by that frequency helping us crack each other open.
Yes,
it comes into your awareness, and it helps, and it raises, and you just keep going, because it does. It feels so good. I'm not going to say though, I haven't, since last few months, it was kind of a hard time for me, but we all go through that, right? Where we have to go down or have another dark night of the soul. Something else is coming up.
We cycle through those things, and it's because we're going to be going to a higher level than we were at. Right. And suddenly we're like, we feel like we're down, slunk down in. And why are we feeling this way? Well, you're getting prepared, because you're actually going to go back up to a higher notch than you were at, a higher level than you were at of frequency.
It's a brilliant setup, isn't it? Yeah, because Kim B says she's feeling the energy. The energy today is conflicting Uranus. It doesn't. It is. It is to, like what Val just said. You go down in, and every time you do, you come back up a bit higher than you were. Yes. And I'm not saying higher, better than like that. I'm talking
higher meaning more intense light, more light. All we're trying to do is remember who we really are, and in our cells, our 3D body, it's carrying density. It's carrying ideas and dreams and traumas and all this stuff in this body, in this vehicle. So it's just letting that kind of fall away and dissolve on its own as we embody more and more light. So when you're down and you're slugging through something and you're having a dark night of the soul, you don't realize it. You're working through a bunch of that density. You're shedding it. It's just naturally falling away, and you don't even realize it. But you're down in the dumps, maybe, whatever. But at the end of the day, you're going to be embodying more and more light. And so when we talk about levels of light, we're not talking about levels like, I'm a queen and you're you're a princess, Jack in the deck of cards. No, it is simply a way to speak about our level of embodying the light that we are, our level of remembering the light that we are. We're all equal. When we're out of this body, we're all the same. It doesn't matter. We're just experiencing this lifetime as we decided that's what our soul wanted to come in and do. And here we are at this magnificent time. So exciting that we get to be here during this awakening process and talk about this, because it's never been done before. We've never gotten here before.
That's right. We didn't. And this is, I mean, there's a line to get into Earth for this ride,
There's a
right?
line.
But it is a lot more. I think, because I often wonder, what was my soul thinking? Like, really, did we really have to do this? But I trust the process. I realized there was a reason. It was it, and let's face it. Think of all the experience. I mean, that's what we come here for, to
Mm-hmm.
experience experiences.
Yeah.
And as we do that, you get that awaken, you get that nudge to awaken, and now it's it I'm kind of in a hurry. I'm like, okay, let's keep going, let's keep raising in frequency, because I don't want to see this anymore over here, but I know it's part of it. And what is my guide say to me is that this year was a 9 year. Val and I were talking about that in the back,
Mm-hmm.
and that is going to bring up everything that is not of the light, not for
Exactly.
humanity's highest good. And not saying there won't be some of this next year, but definitely this year is
Pivotal.
yeah,
Pivotal, dredging it all up and getting
yeah,
it all out.
like constant, and our nervous systems take the hit, right? Our bodies take the
They
hit. You got
do.
to move, and you want to dance. You got to
Yes.
do stuff with your
Yes.
creativity. And I mean, to me, I'm at this place where it is about prioritizing my peace. I do not and put myself anywhere where I know it's going to trigger me.
Yeah.
And like I said, even if you're just on Facebook, something's going to come up and it's going to trigger you. And I'm getting myself out of there too. But
I don't even go. I go in. I have Facebook, and I
it's
have
hard.
a lot of the communities on there with
Yeah.
me. I have to be honest. I only go in there very rarely. But if my kids are traveling and they're sending vacation pictures back, I'll go in there, or something like that, or if it's a birthday or something like that. Because I really, I don't have time to read.
Yeah.
I don't have time. I can't read everything. And
Oh my God. I was doing that a couple months ago, doom scrolling. I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing?
yeah,
Like,
I
that's
can't
an
do it.
addiction too. Like, get dopamine in your head.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like anything else, like smoking, anything, So I had to really, like, okay, got to
Yeah.
calm down. And
It really, if you slow yourself down and you stop doing a lot of those things you were doing on social media, all of a sudden you have time freed up, and all this chaotic energy is not there anymore for you the same way. Because every time you connect, either on social media or whatever platform it is that you're reaching your energy out to and getting energetically connected to, you are energetically connected to it. You literally have to disconnect and bring your energy back into your body. You are, there's a strand or a string going out. You sent it out. It's energy. You sent your awareness over here. That connects you. I don't care if you're thinking about your cousin in Denmark or you're thinking about, your husband, you are connecting immediately. That's a strand or a string that's created.
That's an excellent point, because that's how fast it is too.
Yeah.
And I don't think we realize that. We think, well, that doesn't mean anything, but it really does. And that's why it's important.
It does, because you can actually get drained of your energy.
Yes.
It can make you feel tired. It can make you feel grumpy or cranky. That's why that practice that you and I talked about, Valerie, where you pull your energy back in and you release all energy that isn't yours, is really a few times a day. Do that, because you really have to cut all the cords between you and all the electronic devices and that kind of thing to really feel your own energy. Just feel your own energy. Many of us can say, for 5 minutes we didn't pick up our iPad, or we didn't get on the computer or have the iPhone.
Oh my gosh, that's what I was just gonna say. I mean, it's always Now I remember a while ago when I think it was around 2020 when we started getting
Yep.
home, and I don't know, I was taking a class or learning something, and or something kept coming up, the
Mhm.
5D, the frequency through the computers and the towers and stuff. And so
Mhm.
I'm asking my guides, and they're like, all you do is hold the plug to your computer and send it love. Send it love. Send it all love, and just don't don't engage with that kind of, because if you believe that's true, it is true, and that's what's going to
It's
suck
true.
your.
And you just said a mouthful, Valerie. You get to be right. Whatever your consciousness has created, or the
True.
concept of what it's created, you get to be right.
That's
So what does that mean? It means that if you say, when I, plug this cord in, or when I do this, or whatever it is you're saying, and you make an intention,
right. Hmm.
you get to be right. If you
That's
believe
right.
that intention is real.
Yeah.
It's real, but you have to believe it.
Yeah.
And that means that you're creating your own um, way to not hook up and get attached to things. You can absolutely do that. You can absolutely make your intention about anything you do, and and somebody the other day, I was watching somebody channeling, and they were saying, and at the end of the channeling, they said, um, your energy goes with you and my energy stays with me. And that's the simple way of saying all that.
Yeah.
Your
That's
energy goes with you and my energy stays with me.
I love it.
I
That's
mean,
so
that was
true.
a very succinct way of
Uh,
saying, uh, I don't need to keep your energy over here.
Right, right. It
You
does. It
know?
does do a lot of damage. Just like you said, it can really make you tired or cranky or
Yeah.
whatever, confused. Even when you go to the store or you go outside, I
Yes.
always put a bubble around me, and I put a bubble of light. Like if I'm going to the grocery store, I
Yeah.
put a bubble of light in there, and I'm just send love as I'm walking through. But
Yeah.
still, I come home, I put, I do salt baths. You got to do
Yeah.
all these things because your
There's some maintenance.
frequency.
It's called
Ye-
energy maintenance, folks.
Yes, thank you. Yes, because our frequency is everything. Our energy is everything,
It
and
is. It
and,
is.
and it's subtle. Just like we didn't know when that bad thought dropped in. A lot of this is just subtle, and you do it
It's
before you
very
know it. You got stuff hanging off your energy column
And you
that.
don't know, all of a sudden you go, well, why? Oh, I woke up this morning, I had a little negative mindset or
Yeah.
whatever. You didn't realize, you forgot to release all this energy that isn't yours, or you're pulling your
Right.
own energy back in, or all this stuff about clearing the lower chakras,
Yeah.
uh, doing a few 10-minute meditations where you release all the energy from your lower chakras, because that's where that all is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, there's so many different ways to do things, and absolutely you can set your intention.
Set your intention, and you are the magic.
You
That's
really
how
are.
everything is energy. Energy is magic.
Yeah,
We're frequency, vibration, resonance. If so, I believe that. I believe what
yes,
my God said. If I say send love through I send love through the internet instead of
yeah,
the internet coming for me. And
absolutely. It can
and
absolutely work.
and
Yes.
uh, and I mean, we are just scratching the surface
Yeah.
of all the magic that we are as we raise in frequency and in dimensions.
We're
Who
going to,
knows?
there's going to be so much we're going to so much new ways to understand things and to look at things, and realize how faster we could have done XYZ, or that we never even had to do XYZ because there's this over here. I mean,
Right.
we're going to look at life in a whole different way. So it's going to be pretty exciting. Yeah, I'm
Aw.
looking forward to that.
And play love. Remember, I kind of watching what you're talking about,
Mhm.
but this is kind of what we're saying. Okay, a neighbor knocked on your door, but she was asking earlier, where was it? If it was her
Yeah.
guides, that wasn't it. It was the one before that. If these were her guides, so now you're writing this book because they encouraged you to write the book. Do you think that my higher self calling on me, schedule or clearing from it, please? Or yeah, I mean, what all these conversations that you're putting in there, and that there's something encouraging you, your higher self, to write this book. Allow it. We this is another thing, like we question everything. I it is this is an easy way to answer your own question. Put your hand on your heart and ask, and
Mhm.
just allow yourself to feel into it. Now, negative forces, if they are coming, this is why we bubble up and we protect and we use salt and we sage and things like that, and we have dragons and angels, because that keeps the lower vibrations off of us or away from us. But it's a daily cleansing. It's just like taking a shower, right?
Mhm.
Wouldn't you say? Well, um,
Oh, and the violet flame is still helpful.
oh, I have that at the top of the page. Violet flame. And
Violet flame, don't
yes,
ever forget about it, because
no,
you can really just
put it on you, and
put it
that
on. That's it.
it dissolves everything.
It does.
Um, there's so much we could go on to. I want to talk about Val's channel. You have some shows coming up, Val?
Oh, oh well, I do have.
Yeah.
I explore the Akash. Um, Actually, is coming up on the 20th, um, and I think it's going to be on Allie's channel, Heart and Soul Connected, and she's going to be doing the channeling on that show. And on Wednesday, Dr. Gale, the
Right.
21st at 1 p.m. Pacific time.
Mhm.
And then there's sisters. And let's see, Mystical Tarot. Sis- Messages for Lightworkers on Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific time.
Yeah.
But I have classes up if anybody wants to
Yep.
take any of my classes. Dragonflycrystals.store. And Arthur and I are doing a live 10-minute reading for each person, but there's a limited amount of people that can attend. It's a Zoom, and we will read and channel for you any question that you want, or however many, in the 10 minutes. So
That
you
is
can sign up for that. And it's in June. You can sign up for that at dragonflycrystals.store. And I
yes.
give readings. You can book readings,
She
Akashic
has
record readings, any kind.
all her information is in the description box,
Yep.
and go to her store. She has a membership. She has merchandise. She has readings, classes. I've
Yep.
taken a couple of her classes. Excellent classes. Akashic
Thank you.
records. Um, uh, I like how you put, like, share and subscribe. It's free.
That's right.
I
Share
like
and,
that.
share and
And
subscribe. It is free.
it is
Everybody.
free. And that was that. I mean, I just love your energy. We're gonna have a Shine Your Light coming up. I think that's next Saturday.
Yes.
So we're gonna be uh, on there. And she brings in those meditations, and it just comes on the hour. So it's pretty cool. If you haven't seen it, please stop
Yeah.
by. And if you really need a nice meditation, go to the last Shine Your Light. Val did this beautiful. I mean, it was powerful meditation. Really good for this.
Okay.
We've been, astrologically, we've been stuck in the mud since February, but we're all coming out of that now. Things are starting to move, and this weekend's kind of like haha, here we are.
Yep. Oh boy.
So there we go. And I picked a card for us. It is it's a unicorn deck, and this is
Ooh,
look at his gold little horn. It's gorgeous, and it says,
cute.
"Listen to your heart, awaken psychic abilities, tune into the infinite. And that's
Ooh,
what we're all doing. We're all tuning into the infinite.
we are. And I got whole self.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So this is all about your complete package. The soul, the monad, the body, physical body, the energy body. I love that.
Love
I
it.
love
I
that.
love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the spirits definitely got speaking. They're
Yeah.
and it is just we all have a spirit team. Connect to your team and have a conversation every day. Use a pendulum or cards or the dowsing rods or whatever you need. Once you have that communication with your team,
Mhm.
your life
Sky's
is
the limit. You can do anything.
yeah, it really is. It is so cool, and you
Yeah.
have them. They're there. They're talking to you.
Yeah,
Just
they
like
are talking. You're just not being still enough to hear
yeah,
that very quiet thought voice that's speaking.
yeah. And
So
it's there, and it is. It's the
yeah,
quietest voice
it's
because the
very
ego
quiet.
is loud. The
Yeah,
heart is real
yeah,
quiet, but they're there, and like I said, the more we connect, the more we grow, and we're protected, guided, guarded, and protected. That's a good one too.
yeah,
Oh,
absolutely,
and
absolutely.
crystals. I'm sorry, I almost
Oh,
forgot about crystals. I'm looking at VAL Dragonfly Crystals all this whole time. Crystals really help too to ground yourself.
crystals do. They definitely do. Absolutely.
The
Yeah,
smoky quartz. I
yeah.
got shungite. Any kind of, and even if you just have a clear
Darker.
quartz crystal, you can program that selenite.
Absolutely. Anything can be programmed. You
Hmm.
know, when you can program a necklace. I don't care if it's metal, even no matter what you've got and you wear a lot, program it to do a particular task for you and help you with something. Whatever you want to bring in, whatever you want to accomplish. There's so many things that we can tap into and do for ourselves to make our lives smoother. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And the crystals are elemental from the elemental realm
Yes.
too.
Yes. They are.
Oh, there's so much going on. Just remember this weekend, stay centered, keep it, I think there's going to be a lot of doors opening up and information coming in, especially from your teams. This
Yeah.
is a this is a good energy for that. So it's always a good energy.
Yeah.
Val, I
Absolutely.
appreciate you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you too.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having me on.
I love it. I love it. Thank you. And please check out Val's information down in the description box. And we love you. And we'll talk to you soon.
Bye, everyone.
Guys.